Good morning. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK.
And my name is Louise Golden from Clarity Crafts in the UK as well.
Welcome to another episode of Clarity Social TV. And boy, have we got something special for you this morning, haven't we? I can see we have some friends in the room already, so we'll just give it a few moments we was a little bit literally just before 10 o'clock because we were so excited
to get started, weren't we?
So some of you probably, if you've subscribed to our emails that we send out, you'll probably already know what's coming up this morning. And yes, very, very exciting. And the lovely Jane Telford should be in the room with you this morning. So if you have any questions, she'll be there to help you. She will post the link up to our show page, which we'll explain about in a little while. To explain how maybe you're tuning into Clarity Social TV for the first time and want to know how it works, how to order, etc. So we'll give it a little while for our friends to come in. It's a lovely sunny morning out there today, but it's very fresh.
It was fresh. It was cold yesterday, wasn't it? It was
very overcast.
It was, yeah. But now it's a little bit better. The sun's out, but yeah, it's still a little bit
fresh. Yeah. So Jane said the sound is good. Thank you, Jane. Okay. So okay.
Wonderful. Oh,
let's just here we go. Here comes everybody. Yes, sorry, I was distracted. There was a name I didn't recognize in the room, so just wanted to make sure everything is okay over on YouTube. So yes, there's several ways in which you can watch. Well, loads of ways in which you can watch. Which you can watch. You can either watch by our Facebook page on the claritycrafts.com Facebook page. You can also watch on our Clarity Crafts YouTube page, and you can also watch via the website as well, which is claritycrafts.com. Yes, there's various different ways, and you can either tune in live or you can watch on our catch-up afterwards. So on the Clarity Crafts website, we have a catch-up and craft area where you can go in there and see all of our Clarity Social TV shows that we've been doing since October now. Yes. So all of our past episodes are there, together with, if there's any demos, we provide a download of what was demonstrated during the hour, together with a link to the products that were showcased as well. So there's lots of different ways of sort of keeping up to date. Maybe you can't tune in live, and I know a lot of our friends tuning in after work or over a weekend. So I think it's great to have that facility that you can just go back and watch it whenever.
Definitely, and there's a big library now of all sorts of different techniques in all of the workshops as
absolutely. Well, so every Monday and Tuesday at 2 o'clock, and then Friday, normally at 10 and 2, we bring you our Clarity Social TV. On Monday at 10 and Thursday at 7 p.m, we're in the shack with Barb. And then on Tuesday, we have the lovely Groovi Tuesday with Louise as well. Now, if you did tune into the shack last night, you would have heard from Barbara that we've got something special coming. It was due to have been delivered yesterday.
Yes.
But due to the issues with the M25 over the past couple of days where the road was closed, it caused a bit of a backlog with couriers and stuff like that. So fingers crossed it's been delivered today. We haven't had any updates from the courier, so I think it should all be good. And we will be bringing you that brand new product on Monday at 2 o'clock. So for today, excuse me, for today, we are just with you for 10 o'clock. So yes, there's lots. So I think,
yes.
Right, okay. So if you're tuning in and you're thinking, how do I order? Let me bring up some details on the screen for you. So I'm going to bring the brand new product up that we're launching this morning, the eagerly awaited Next 123 online course. This is the Whitework for Groovi and Pergamano Parchment Crafters. And as you can see on your screen there, the item number at the top is 60223. You've got an image of the product together with the details of that, and then the price. Now, with all of our 123 online courses, there's no further club discount or there's no club discount on this product. It's a complete straight £60.
Yeah.
Okay. And for that £60, you will be able to enroll for the Whitework.
Yes.
So back at the beginning of March, we launched the very first 123 online course, which was the foundation course. And that was like a real sort of introduction to parchment craft, wasn't it?
It was like dipping your toe into the shallow end of a pool, isn't it?
It was.
It was an introduction.
Yeah, led by the expert tuition from Louise. And we covered it in 3 different modules. We covered whitework, we covered colour, and we covered perforating and pico cutting. And so if you were fairly new to Groovi, that was a good way to sort of get the core basics under your belt, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And with the whitework, we only dipped our toe with a couple of the embossing tools. We didn't use all of them.
No. Because what we'd agreed where we were going to start up this 123, especially on the Groovi side, we'd do a foundation course, then we would do a 3-part course on whitework.
Mm-hmm.
We would then do a 3-part course on colour work, and then a 3-part course on perforating and pico cutting and multi-needle tools.
Yes.
So we've already set basically the whole school term for the whole of the year.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this next term has come around very, very quickly.
Mm. Yeah,
so let me give you some information. What we're going to do, we're going to have a look on the overhead. And what we've done is you will receive this booklet. Okay, it's a lovely A5 one. If you've done the foundation course, you'll know the format. To explain it to you, we've got a larger version.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to show on the overhead camera. Okay, so let's go to the overhead here, and we'll let Louise take us through the booklet.
Okay, so on the front, we've got these are the live sessions. So like the foundation course, we had the 3 lives. There'll also be pre-records that will be available as well.
Yeah.
After the live has come out. So as we turn the page, we've got a bit of an introduction, and then the essential equipment that you'll need for all 3 modules.
Yeah.
So those are your basics of what you'll need in most projects. Then we go on to day 1. So in day 1, we're going to be using the lily, and then we've got some bits and pieces of what we're going to be learning.
Okay, so for the lily, we're going to concentrate on the Pergamano ball tools, aren't we?
Yes, just the embossing ball tools. So
okay.
We're going to use all of the Pergamano ball tools, so the largest one from 6mm right down to 1mm.
Perfect.
We'll also use the Groovi tools, obviously, for the line art and things like that. I'm going to use some stippling. We're going to learn some stippling, and we're going to learn how to use the wheel tool and some other bits and pieces as well.
Super. So that's in day 1, module 1.
Yeah, and then these are all of the ingredients of what you'll need in that day 1.
Okay.
Going over to day 2, we're going to be using the peony.
Nice.
So with the peony, we're going to be using the shader tools.
I love the shader tools.
I know. I like the shader tools as well.
If you shop ahead into the show page that Jane has popped the link up for, you'll see there's some special offers, and I will recap those special offers once we've gone through this book as well. So don't check out your baskets just yet.
So we're going to be using the peony with the shader tools. I'm also going to show everyone how to use the hockey stick. We're not going to be using it for the project, but I think it's a good, because it's similar to the shader tools, it gives you that lovely airbrushed finish.
Okay.
So I wanted to show everybody how to use it, but obviously we're not going to be using it for this project. That would be for larger elements, like like
heels or larger flowers.
Yes, like one of the roses or things like that. Snow people. It's brilliant for snow, clouds, whatever you want to do in that respect.
Okay. Perfect.
And then again, what we'll be using.
Super duper.
Then day 3, we're going to learn everything that we've learned in the first and the second one with the shaders and the embossing ball tools. And we're going to put that into shadow embossing. So nice. I thought the poppy would be lovely for the shadow embossing. So again, what we're going to be learning. So, learning how to distinguish where the light and the dark areas are, adding the little finishing touches. We're going to use the Pico V medium tool in that one as well.
Super duper. Okay.
And then again, what we're going to be using.
So that's the 3 modules covered. Then also included in the book is a full list of ingredients.
Yeah.
Now, this list is also available as a download. If you click into the product on our website, which is 60223, read through all the information, because again, it's very clearly explained in there on how it's all going to work, etc. And then right at the bottom, there's a link that you can click and it will bring up an ingredients list that you can download and print off, and then check to see if there's anything you need to invest in order to partake in this particular Whitework course.
Yes. And then lastly, we've got our term timetable. So this gives you all the dates of the lives for the Whitework. And then again for the colour, which we'll be doing in September, and then the pico cutting, which we'll be doing in November.
Super duper.
And then on the back, we've got the collection that we're going to be using, and then just some information about how it all works with the inner circle.
Yes. Okay. So maybe you're tuning in for the first time. Maybe you wasn't aware of the original foundation course. We'll bring that information up for you in a moment, because obviously that is still available. So in the way in which we run our 123 online courses, we use a platform called Circle, and we like to call it the inner circle.
Yes.
And basically it's like a classroom environment, so to speak, but in the comfort of your own home. So it doesn't matter wherever you are in the world, you can join in.
Yes.
And what happens is that when you purchase the 123 online course, we will send you a link to access that classroom. Now, the classroom is currently being built at the moment by Jim. It's a very quick classroom to build, but it's still being built. So we will send out the invites during the week commencing the 24th of May. I keep thinking I'm in June. On the 24th of May. When you click that, get that email, it will also give you, maybe you're signing up for the first time, how the Circle platform works, how to access the different areas. And once you've created an account, if you don't already have one, it's fairly straightforward. And so we've got those instructions there as well. Now, within that classroom environment, you have a Q&A room, so questions and answers. So if you've got any questions that you need to ask, maybe in advance, maybe on the day, maybe afterwards, they're there. Louise and myself monitor those rooms. So if you're not sure about something, then Louise is there to help.
Yeah.
I can help.
After there's like lots of lovely artwork that comes trickling in as well, that you can, people would say, oh, what do you think of this? And it's really lovely because everybody gets involved and everybody does some lovely comments about all of everybody's artwork that they've finished.
Absolutely. And the way in which it works is that we film the 3 modules ahead of the live shows. So just in case, if anything, I don't know, the internet went down or something like that, then you would still have access to that module.
Yes.
We then, over those series of those 3 dates, which are the 4th of June, the 11th of June, and the 18th of June, we then do a live online tutorial.
Yes.
And we cover the same thing. So, for example, on the 4th of June, as Louise said, we'll look at the Pergamano embossing ball tools, and the filmed one will cover the same. But often when you've done a filmed one and then you do the live one, because of the interaction with our friends at home, sometimes you can go off on a little tangent because somebody will ask a question and you think, oh yeah, and that, but it's all covered, it really is. And the filmed ones are available after the live one has finished for that particular module. And then the live one is also available. So maybe you can't tune in live, but you want to see all the banter. You can go in afterwards and watch that.
Yes.
Or maybe you've dipped in halfway during the live, or you've dipped out halfway through the live. You can go back and sort of catch up on it as well. So really, basically, once you've got the key to that classroom, you can go in whenever you wish, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can fast forward, you can turn the volume up, you can turn the volume down. It's entirely up to you. You can watch it via the internet on a web page, or depending on your device, you can download the Circle app and watch it on there as well. All of that is explained in the instructions when we send you the invite to the classroom.
Yes.
Okay. So let's just go through some information on the screen for you. So if you're interested in the brand new Whitework course, and you don't have to have done the foundation course first, these are all independent online courses.
Yes.
So the item number for the 123 online course for Whitework is item number 60223. Then if you missed out or you didn't know anything about the foundation course, then that is also available, item number 60220. The plates that Louise will be sharing, we looked at 3 of the plates in the foundation course, and we're going to look at 2 of the same and then the peony one on this one. The item number for that is 42470. You have a £3 saving, bringing that down to £29.50. Club discounts do apply on this. So, for example, if you are a Diamond Club member, where you will receive 15% discount, that brings it down to £25.08.
Brilliant.
Now, we were talking about the various different tools that we're going to be using during the Whitework course. So we have a complete collection, the Pergamano Essentials ball tool collection. This includes the 6mm, 4.5, the 3mm, the 1.5, and the 1mm. Item number for that is 70487. You have a £10 saving, bringing that down to £29.95. Excuse me, sorry. We then have our lovely shader tools. So last year we introduced the 0.8 because that had been discontinued when we bought Pergamano all those years ago.
Yes.
The item number for that is 70457, and that includes the 0.8, the 1mm, and the 1.2mm. So you have a £3 saving on that as well, bringing it down to £26.97. Now, if you're investing in all of those lovely tools, you may want somewhere to store them. So this is a perfect opportunity. Maybe you've been sitting on the fence about this. This is the tool holder for Clarity stamp pens and Pergamano tools. £14.99. It holds 12 of the tools. So if you've gone for the ball tool bundle, that contains 1, 2, 3, 5, and then you've got the 3 shaders. So that's 8. That gives you 4 spaces. And what you may want to do, Louise mentioned, let me just bring up the details on the screen. Just there, a hockey stick. So that would fill another little slot. Item number for the hockey stick is 70001. That's £9.99 plus club discounts. Now, as Louise explained, we're not going to use it in the actual project, but Louise is going to show us how to use it. And the reason being is because, as Louise explained, normally the hockey stick is for larger areas, isn't it? And because we're working with baby plates, it wouldn't do it justice, would it? You wouldn't really get the true benefits of it.
No, you wouldn't. That's why we're going to use the shaders for the little elements.
Yeah.
I think they're better.
But Louise will showcase during that second module, isn't it?
Second
regarding the hockey stick. So we know, maybe we don't know, but we know that the ball tools, what they do, if you're familiar with Groovi and Pergamano, you know what the shader tools do. We know that the hockey stick is another way of doing white work, but you may not be familiar with the wheel embossing tool because you think, oh, what does this do? What does the wheel do?
Yeah.
And for those of you that have it, it's really weird. I'm going to see if I can come in on, let me come in on this camera. If I just bring this in. Looks
like it's got little spikes.
Let me move that out of the way because I think that might just be, if I take my finger, it's like a little, and it's got a series of little raised dots on it. Okay, and Louise is going to show us this during this hour, but this is a fantastic tool. It really is. And it's not an embossing tool as you would think an embossing tool, as we mentioned with the ball tools and the shade tools, but it's very, very special. And I came up with something by mistake on this. You may recall that I've mentioned before when we bought Pergamano, and Barb and I received all the various different tools. And I could still sit in Barb's studio above the garage, and we was looking at all these multi-needle tools, and I was stabbing the parchment thinking,
what does this do?
It's just making pretty holes in the parchment. And then we had this one, and it reminds me a bit like a pizza cutter
Yes.
type thing. And I was rolling it along and thinking, okay. But I didn't realise it had to be on a soft surface.
Yeah.
Because obviously if it was just a wheelie tool, right? So I was playing around on this bit of parchment. It wasn't really doing anything. And it accidentally ran over a piece of parchment that was on top of a Groovi plate. And it fell into the groove. And all of a sudden, it changed things. So Louise is going to show you during the course of this hour. This is a lovely tool and it isn't used that much. But I think when Louise shows you what you can do with it, I think it can start to give a different look to your artwork, and you'll see why. So I'm going to put that back into the tool. So that's available on the show as well. What else have we got for you? If you go to the claritycraft.com website, on the front page there's a little button that says Clarity TV Shop. Click in there, you'll see all the items that Louise is going to showcase during the course of this hour. All the details that are on the ingredients list are in there as well, so it's like that one-stop shop. I forgot where I was going with that. Where was I going? I was so excited.
You're going somewhere.
I was going somewhere. So you can see what that's what I was going to say. Everything that is available either individually or in various different collections, and with the various different savings as well. Okay. So there was a question: can you redeem your points on to get this course? I think you can. I'm sure you can. I'm sure some of our friends can do it. If you're not sure, give Sue a call in the office. That's another way in which you can order, by giving the office a call on 01732 868 215. We're open Monday to Friday from 8 AM until 4:30 PM. So depending on when you're watching this, if it's out of those hours, you can always leave us a message and we will come back to you when the office reopens as well. So I thought what we'd do, Louise, is we'd have a look at some artwork from the design team.
Yes.
That was using Whitework. And maybe you can talk us through the different things and whether we'll cover this bit in the new online course as well.
Yes.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. I've done all my waffling now. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to bring up the details on the screen. Thank you very much. Oh, before we do that, no, hang on. No, sorry. Sorry. Okay. So let's have a look at some artwork of the plates. Let me just bring up those details there. There we go. Item number 42470. Now, you don't have to use the plates. I know one of our friends over in Spain, the lovely Lorraine, if she's tuned in, good morning. She'd ordered her plates, but they were delivered to the UK. She has an address in the UK because of shipping costs. Yeah. So she had a selection of plates already in Spain, and so she did her interpretation on the foundation course, and she recently posted, I think it was yesterday she posted.
I know, I saw them this morning. I was like, oh, that's really
so
lovely.
You can use other plates if you want, but many of our friends find it easier if you've got the same plates as Louise. So that's the information on the screen if you're interested in those. So what we're going to do, let's go. Put that one there. This one is from Josie Davidson. We're going to go to the overhead and we're going to come in nice and close.
There we go. Yeah, that's lovely. So Josie's used the semi-square for the outside and some really beautiful white work. So she's probably used the ball tools on this. And I love the centres here as well.
It's really lovely. They look so realistic, don't they?
They do, yes. And then using the alphabet plate, which
of course, yes, because best friend isn't one of the sentiments, is it?
No, so instead of best wishes, Josie's put best friend, which looks really nice.
That's nice. Then we've got this one from the lovely Louise. So another different type of white work, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's just showing the white work that, so it looks like one of the clematis, I can't remember what.
I think it's a Nelly Moser.
Yes, so using the white on the inside, so different technique to the usual one.
And this one from Carol Pankstello.
Ah, lovely.
So you can sort of see the difference, can't you, depending on what colour you put behind or what
Yes.
colour you colour them in on.
And I love the perforating in the background. That gives it like a little lacy effect, doesn't it, with the perforating in the grid, and then some lovely perga glitter.
And we've got this one from Julie Campbell.
Lovely. Yes. So again, using the same technique as creating the white inner centre. So using those lines as an advantage to create the white work in the centre.
Nice.
Really
this one's
beautiful.
from Karen Jackson.
That's lovely.
So that's sort of, what
All
type of
different-
white work would you call that, the embossing? Is it just a general,
Yes, I would say a general
all
white.
over?
Yes, yeah. So it's completely white, so there's no veins or anything, but that looks really effective, really beautiful.
And that's using the lovely lily plate, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I love the layers that Karen's done on here. So you've got the
Yeah.
inner plate there.
And then this one from Glynis. So this is what we class as shadow embossing, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, we're getting there. So it's some lovely veins in there as well. So it's really beautiful. And then you could always tell it's Glynis because she does this lovely pristine tool
With the
work around the
needles
outside.
around the outside.
Yeah.
Then this one from Jill Askham,
That's
using
lovely.
the lilies again.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. I love the vein in the middle. That looks really effective, doesn't it?
Really does. And these are the type of things that you're going to be sharing with us during this online course.
Yes, and then using the alphabet plate around the outside, so happiness, lots of love, happiness, laughter, making it larger. So the good thing about these plates is that you can have them the size as they come, like this, but you can also create bigger projects with them.
You mean just like Julie Campbell's done here?
Yes, just like that.
So that inner one then is the plate itself, isn't it?
Yes, so then just creating the frame again and then just, you know, making it wider, using the lines and working outwards. So exactly as it's come, and then just adding the same flowers here twice instead of once to make it wider and
A bigger frame.
longer. Yeah, it's really lovely.
Really nice.
And I love the tool work around the outside. There's no embossing within the tool work, but it looks really effective.
Yeah.
All the different sizes.
Is that the Pico V?
Yes.
Yeah, the Pico
Yeah,
V.
that's
Nice. Okay, so that's a selection of artwork with that the design team did from that collection of plates, and those various different techniques are the techniques that Louise is going to share with us over those 3 different modules.
Yes.
And it really is a great way. So maybe you've got the foundation under your belt now, and now you're thinking, right, okay, I still need to learn my white work. I still want a little bit more. You've got the keys to that classroom that you can go back and watch the foundation level of the white work, which was like a real introduction.
Yes.
But now maybe you're thinking, right, now I want to give the white work.
Want to learn how to use all the embossing tools.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
Pergamano ones.
So this is a great way of sort of taking, and it's just concentrating literally on white work, isn't it? This
It
complete
is, yes.
3-part module.
We've added no colour because the bits that we're going to be learning and all the different tools, there won't really be enough time to do any colouring. But then later on in the year, we've got
the colouring one.
Yes.
And I think it's nice. I mean, whenever I think of sort of Pergamano and Parchment craft, it's always been either the lovely lace work around the outside or that beautiful white work. And I think that's what I fell in love with. But I was always impatient and heavy-handed. I've learned to adapt and calm down and accept that it takes time. And I would say, would you agree, Louise, that white work is one of those techniques that it does require patience?
It does, yes.
In order to get that beautiful result.
Yes, you need a lot of patience and a lot of time. And it is because you want to see, we're so used to seeing results straight away with crafting that when you go into white, if you decide that you want to follow white work, you know, you'll do 2 stages and you think, oh, it's still grey, why isn't it going white?
But that's a good thing.
Yes, exactly. So as you go on in stages, it might seem like you're not getting anywhere, but suddenly it will start turning white. You know, the more stages you do and the lighter pressure you use, later on as you go through the stages, you could do 8 or 9 stages and it will look lovely and white by the end of it. But 5th and 6th stage or fourth stage, it might still look
as if
as
you're
if
no good at it, but it is that patience and that waiting game, isn't it?
Yes, it's one of those skills of patience is
So
needed.
if you're not patient, then no, you will be. I think that's all part of the process, and I think, as you said, we often expect instant results with our artwork.
Yes, I mean, with Whitework, I would recommend having a few projects on the go so that you don't feel like you need to keep on going. You can then, once you've done one stage, you can put it aside and work on your colouring projects or any other projects that you've got going on.
So I think this is why this collection of plates that we've currently got on the screen is great, and they were designed specifically for this range of 1, 2, 3 courses, because they're lovely sort of bite-sized pieces of artwork.
Yes.
And it's more achievable, and it goes back to that mini makes type thing that we launched at the beginning of the year as well. If you had a larger plate, if this was an A5 square or an A4 square, and you think, oh, I've got to do Whitework on that, you think, no. So these are great plates for learning the 3 different core techniques of parchment craft, which is whitework, colour, and perforating and picot cutting.
Yes.
And it makes it so achievable as well. It really does.
It does, and it follows our mini makes theme, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With it's small bite size. It doesn't seem so overwhelming to start with a project that size, because if you want to make it bigger, you can.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to, it's the size is there and that's it.
It
and
is.
you can put your tool work around the outside or picot cut. So it really is a good little size to start off with.
So what we'll do is just have a quick recap, and then Louise is going to show us a couple of things. So if you're interested in the brand new 1, 2, 3 online course for Whitework, for Groovi and Pergamano parchment crafters, the item number is 60223. If you missed the foundation course, as I say, that is still available. So technically you've got, each session was 3 hours long, so that's 9, and then with the lives you can go, so you've got 18 hours of education in there, that once you have those keys you can go back in again and again and again and again. So the item number for that is 60220, and that's £60 with no club discounts on there. If you want the plates that we're talking about, the item number for that is 42470, £29.50. Club discount does apply on this. If you're thinking, oh, I need to get some ball tools, they are again available individually at £7.99 each, but we've got a saving here of £10. Item number 70487. Shader tools, also a special price with a £3 saving, bringing it down. The item number for that is 70457. Then, as we said, we need a tool holder to keep all in. Barb and Dave are still busy making these, in between doing everything else, the pottery and making the tools, the stamp heads. So the item number for the tool holder is 31797. Now, what I wanted to do was to show the 3 pieces that were created in the foundation course.
Yes.
So Louise is we're gonna bring the details up there of the foundation course, and then so this was like an introduction to Whitework, wasn't it?
It was. We used the clematis plate for this, and we did a little bit of tool work, just showing some very basic Whitework on how to create the little middles of the centres, and then how to make petals look on top of each other.
Yeah.
We're really making some of the petals pop so they look like they're on top of the other petals.
Okay, so that was the Whitework module, wasn't it?
It was, yes. And then we moved on to the colouring project.
Look at that.
So it's actually, I created this because when I was younger I went to Fiji, and they have lovely material there, and there were some really bright flowers that looked very similar to lilies on a black background, and I thought, oh, that's so beautiful. So that was the inspiration for that one.
So that was the colouring module.
Project, yeah. And then this one was the poppy plate with the perforating and picot cutting. So we learned that perforating is important as well as picot cutting, and then just a little bit of tool work around the outside, and a little bit, we stumbled into a little bit of grid work as well.
We did indeed. Wow. They were beautifully done, and during each of those 3 different modules, I learned something in every single module. I learned something, a great technique with the whitework. I learned a lovely technique in relation to the colour, and then also the perforating as well. And I mean, I don't know everything. I've only been doing it as long as we've owned Groovi. I mean, Groovi celebrates 10 years this year.
Wow.
And because obviously it's part of the job to sort of share with everybody at home, I don't have the time to invest in sort of all the techniques like that. So when you've got the experts like Linda Williams, Tina Cox, Josie Davis, I mean, Glynis, the whole design team, Jane was never a Parcher until Groovi came along.
No, and she does some lovely
artwork. Absolutely.
Now
And I mean, you've had tuition from Linda Williams. I mean, I've had some tuition, but I'm normally walking around the room while she's teaching to see what everyone else is doing. But you've actually went to workshops with Linda. Louise is always in contact with Linda about, oh, what about this? What about that? Sharing ideas and stuff like that. So you know you have got the best tutor that there is here at Clarity when it comes to these courses. And Louise has recently rejoined us now. Is it 2 months now? 3 months?
Yeah, mid-Feb, 2.5 months now.
2.5 months.
Yeah, it's gone quick.
It's gone very quick. And this was all new to you, this type of doing Clarity Social TV, doing Facebook Lives, and then doing the recordings for the filming for the modules, and then doing them 3 hours for each session.
Yeah.
And we do it non-stop, don't we?
We do, yeah. We're talking
the first
non-stop.
one, when we did the very first one, there's like a 2-minute introduction, isn't there?
Or the first pre-record.
When we did the first recording of the first module, there's like a 2-minute intro at the beginning. That took us 45 minutes to do that 2 minutes. Yeah. And then after that, it was okay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we come to film the next module, and we knew exactly what we was doing.
Yeah.
Well, we knew what we was doing in the first one, but it was more comfortable.
It was, yes.
And then when we did the third one, we didn't even need to think about it. We just switched on the cameras and off we went.
Yeah, it was a learning curve, wasn't it? And
for both of us.
Yeah, and we did the free pre-record. So by the time we got to the lives,
we knew exactly what.
By the 6th one, I was like, yes, we're getting there. And now it will feel a lot better doing the white work, because we'll just concentrate on, just white work, and it will just be learning all the techniques involved. So
yeah,
it's definitely going to be good.
So now, one of the projects that Louise did in the foundation course, I actually love the techniques. So Louise is going to share some of that with us during the course of this hour. And it was using this particular card here. Now, when I first saw this card that Louise had made, I thought, wow, that's on black parchment. We can't use that because we don't have any black parchment.
I know.
It isn't. That is clear parchment. Okay. But for me, that really blew me away on how that had been created. So Louise is going to give us sort of like a sneaky peek into how that was created in the foundation course, because I just love I think it's the pink on the black, and I think it's just the drama of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Because with the lily, you usually have a white edge to this type of lily, and then I really love the lid that's white on the outside, pink on the inside, but it's got the little speckles as well. So that's why I wanted to try and recreate. And everybody that followed the module, seeing their artwork afterwards, it was amazing to see. Everybody had done so well and really created such wonderful masterpieces. It was brilliant.
And you know what? It's great because when we're doing these 1, 2, 3 courses, Barb's nearly finished her first 1, 2, 3 landscape and stamping one, and it's amazing to see that when you look at what the tutor has created, i.e. Louise and Barbara has created, and then the students, the attendees, what they create, and they all look the same.
I know.
And yes, people still need to learn different bits and pieces, but the students know, right, I need to do this differently. I need to do that differently. There was a lady that took part in Barbara's one, and she was having problems with the spot on sponges, and she'd gone straight into her artwork. But she knew as soon as she'd done it that that's where she'd gone wrong. So she knows, therefore, that she wouldn't do it again. And it was the same with the Groovi. When our students posted their piece of artwork and they'd made a little mistake here and there, they knew that they'd made that mistake. And so they knew going forward, this is what I need to change to improve that.
Yes.
So that's my little speech over. So Louise, I'm going to hand over to you now. I'm going to slurp a coffee. Where's my coffee? Oh, there we go.
So I'm going to bring in my Groovi plate. So yes, so we're going to follow the general technique of how I created this, but we're not doing a lily, we're doing the clematis. So I thought we'll do something slightly different. So I thought what I'll do first is I will bring in my plate mate.
Just zoom out a little.
Oh, yeah. And my inset. There we go. That's all in place. Then I'm just going to use a little bit of plain parchment. And once I find my little plate, make sure I'm not going to Australia.
Louise has a habit of putting the plates in upside down.
I do.
Not back to front, but normally if it's got words on it, they're normally upside down.
I tend to work upside down sometimes. I don't know why.
Does the blood not rush to your head?
Okay, so we have it in place. Before I'm going to do the line art, I thought what I'll do is I'll do the line art over here. I'm going to show you how to use the wheel tool.
Oh, yeah.
Your special technique.
Okay, I'm going to zoom in for this. So we may need to just adjust your positioning slightly.
Okay, so you can hold it however you like to hold it, and you can also pull the wheel towards you.
Yeah.
Or push away.
Right, okay, so this was the game changer for me.
Yeah, so first what I'll do is I'll show you towards.
So those tiny little dots are pushed into the groove, and it gives you that perfect straight line.
It does. And then if you, for example, if you didn't want to create the border as a straight edge, you could use this. So it's a really wonderful technique of how you managed to find that, actually, because
it was an accident.
Yeah, because what I would normally
I'm going to come in super close on this.
There we go. So it's a really lovely effect. Instead of a straight edge, to create this lovely dotty effect, and you could use that on the outside or the inside or the banners here.
Yeah. So
it's a really lovely technique. And with the wheel, I mean, I'll go into it more in the Whitework. I'm getting a bit overexcited. You can do lovely sprays coming out of flowers as well.
I was going to say that's what it was traditionally designed for, was it? It was like butterfly trowels and sprays in bouquets of flowers.
And it is a lovely effect to be able to do that. And also, for example, it's you know, you could lay it onto things and create lots of little dots if you wanted an area to have that dotty effect.
Yeah. So I mean, Louise had just shown that on a straight line, but if you've got like the nested circles, like Groovi plate,
you could use it on a.
Takes a little bit of patience to go around the circle. You need to move your plate, but I think that the effect that you get from that, and it's perfectly straight.
I know, it's lovely as well, and the groove is just enough, just like our little Groovi tools. The Groovi, the depth of the Groovi plate is just perfect to create that line, so it doesn't go through. See, I was trying to press as hard as I could into the Groovi plate, and that, you know, you can feel it's really raised, but it's not, it hasn't torn or anything.
I know, because Louise said to her, I wanted to see whether it had ripped the parchment, so I went in really, really, really heavy, and it didn't. I said, well, that's good.
The technique works, yay. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my wheel tool down, because I'm going to get overexcited for that in a minute and keep on going. So I'm just going to rub my parchment with a tumble dry sheet, just to lubricate the parchment and make it easier for the tool to glide around. So I'm going to come in with my number 2 tool first. The good thing is as well, is we're going to be using the Pergamano embossing tools.
Yes.
So you can use the Groovi tools, or you could use the 1mm Pergamano tool.
Yes, because the number 1 tool on the Groovi tool is a 0.8, so that's very close to the 1mm Pergamano tool.
Yes.
And then the number 2 tool, I think, is a 1.2, so that's very close, therefore, to the Pergamano 1.5.
Yeah, it's really nice with the Groovi tools because they don't overlap. So our 3 and 4 are not sizes in the Pergamano embossing tools.
No.
So you have the 3mm, but then the 3 and the 4, I think they're 2.8 and 2.3 or 4. Can't remember
Possibly.
What number 3 is. One of those.
But they don't replicate the sizes in the Groovi tools.
No, exactly.
With the Pergamano tools.
Which is perfect. So what I did in foundation courses, because we're creating, for example, if you wanted this to be whitework,
yeah,
you could come in with the number 3, which would give you, I'll show you with one flower. Use that, so I'm leaning on something. So this is using the number 3.
I mean, because we're really close up, we've really zoomed in. There is a difference. I can see here, but on the camera, it looks as if there's a slight difference.
Yes, because you've got the white groove underneath, which makes it look
intensifies
whiter.
it, doesn't it?
So then what I would do is I would use the number 4 on the veins. However, if I do another flower next to it, so we can see the difference. So for example, if you didn't want to create these with whitework, you would normally then come in with your number 2, maybe if you wanted to do the flower centres. And then you'll be able to see the difference.
Okay, so the number 1 tool is a 0.8, and then you've got the Pergamano 1. Then the number 2 tool, end of the Groovi tool, is a 1.3. So then the one up from that would be the Pergamano 1.5. And then Jane is currently typing the number 3 and the number 4.
Oh, thanks, Jane.
Type faster, Jane. Excuse me, sorry.
There we are. So let me show you the difference. There, so you can really see the difference. So if you're going to be doing your whitework, it's a lot better than sometimes, if, for example, the old-fashioned way would be that you would trace with your white pencil and then you would trace back over and everything. But it's hardly raised at all.
Yeah.
And that will disappear once you get to your 6th or 7th stage of whitework. However, if you just wanted colour, or for example, if you wanted to picot cut around or picot cut within the flowers, like there's a lovely project somewhere in the pile where one of the lovely design team has actually picot cut, I think it's the poppy, it's pink. It's there, that one.
That one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And it's really beautiful because it's using the poppy plate.
Carol Baker,
yes, and she's picot cut within the poppy, which looks really effective as well. So beautiful.
Wow.
Really beautiful.
Okay.
And the wonderful thing is that on the open days, I'm going to be demoing these, which I'm really excited about.
You are indeed. So I'm going to put some details on the screen for the open days whilst you gather your bits and pieces together.
Yeah.
So our open days are fast approaching. The first day is Friday the 30th of May. The item number for that is 60207. It's £10. There isn't any club discount on there. Then if you want to come on the Saturday, then the item number for that is 60208. If you want to make a weekend of it and get inky and arty with Barbara, then there is a 1-day workshop on Sunday. There's a few spaces left on that. Item number 60209. Club discounts do apply on that. And then if you want to get calm and groovy with the lovely Linda Williams on the Sunday, the 1-day workshop for that is 60210.
And there's a beautiful Groovi plate that's being
being
launched that
at the open
Linda's going to
days.
be doing in the workshop, and the project is beautiful.
It is indeed.
So I can't wait.
Louise is going to be assisting
We'll be
Linda
floating around
in the workshop on the Sunday. So, okay.
Wonderful.
That was very quickly traced out.
I know.
Louise.
Look at that speed. So over here is just showing the difference between this is the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4.
Okay.
So you can really see a big difference there, can't you?
Yes.
So once you've traced it out and everything, then there's just a fine layer of whitework on here, just creating a lovely line effect. But we're going to show, I'm just going to show you a little bit of colour.
Okay.
So jumping ahead, as if by magic.
Let's zoom in on this one now.
I'll put it on some cream. Here we go.
There we go.
There we go. So I've just, with the pink pergoliners, which we used in the second module, I've created some pink behind the flowers.
Okay.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to show, I'm just going to show you a little bit of pink, and then we're going to give that lovely black background.
Because that's what really brings it to life. Not that it isn't alive already, if you know what I mean, but it really gives it the drama.
Yeah, so this is my well-used spot-on sponge. And what you'll find is with the spot-on sponges, I'll start using the sides and everything. It will come in handy.
They're not just a one-time use, are they?
No, they're really, you can use them. Right, so let me just, so the good thing is about dorso oil is that I just need to use it on black. I can't see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. It hasn't.
Don't make it difficult for yourself, Louise.
So you don't really have to be careful. I'm just scribbling on colour because the magic happens when you put the dorso oil on with it. So that's the lovely thing about pergoliners is you really do not have to be careful. There we go. So just scribbling on the colour with, I've got the B14 in the pergoliners, which is a nice pink. There we go. So after you've scribbled on some colour, you're coming in with your dorso oil on your blending pen. I'm using circular motions.
Yeah.
Just to really blend that colour
together.
I
love the effect of the dorso oil with the pencil. It really does.
It just makes it almost go from a scribbled effect to a airbrushed effect, doesn't it?
It turns the pigment of the pencil into like a paint, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, like an inky paint, like watercolor, really. Isn't it, in a way, because it's quite it's translucent. Some of the colors, so it really lends to watercoloring technique.
And it doesn't matter that you've already done all your white work, so the colour's now going to appear behind it and through anywhere where there's no white work. Yes,
because that will be dominant. So the white work will pop out first. Oh, see, Australia. I don't know why I do that. It doesn't need to have any words in, then it won't be upside down.
That's true. Yeah, we established that, didn't we, before?
We did, yeah. The lovely thing is as well, in our whitework courses, in the first one, we're going to be doing a little bit of grid work in the middle as well. So with a little bit of embossing. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So there you go. So that's the pink behind. So now we're going to use the black. And the good thing is we can scribble again. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to be careful.
So now, although that space that potentially you could pico cut.
That's a brilliant thing, isn't it? You've got options of what you want to do with it. You can pico cut it out and it will look really beautiful. And you could put it onto the black card, or you could use this and give that lovely effect without using the black card.
Yeah. So I just love the effect of this. And this will work with other plates that you may have in your collection already. But when you look at the lily one that Louise shared with us in the foundation course, And so you've got 4 different flowers in that collection of Groovi plates. You have there's a peony, there's a poppy, a lily, and a clematis. So you could repeat this particular technique with all 4 of those, couldn't you?
You could.
Depending on the colours you've used.
Yes. And it looks, the poppy looks really lovely with the black. So red and black together, that looks really beautiful. So there's lots of ways you can create that lovely technique. There we go. So that's what it looks like before.
Put it on there. There we go.
There we go. So that's pre-dorso.
Yeah.
So we're going to use it now with dorso.
Okay.
So come on, this one. I'm going to come in with the same one because black's quite dark. It doesn't matter that I'm going to be using the pink. Okay. I need to see again, sorry.
It's magic.
It is the magic of dorso.
It's magical to watch it come alive.
And the lovely thing about the colour as well is the dorso really makes the colour more vibrant as well, doesn't it? It suddenly, it goes for, I might just do a little bit of dorso on 2 sides and then you can see the difference.
See the difference.
Because
I suppose it depends on the style you're after, doesn't it? I mean, there's no rules to say that you have to soften the pencil. You may be wanting to go for maybe a little bit more arty look.
Yes.
So that, and therefore you wouldn't need to necessarily use a dorso oil to do that. You know, like how Barb often with the stamping and stuff like that, sometimes you get a lovely crisp, clean finish, but maybe you want it a little bit more gritty, or I wouldn't say grungy when you talk about Parchment, but
yes, arty.
But yeah,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It gives it a different look. I suppose it's like the techniques if you're painting, like watercoloring or using oils and stuff like that, and sometimes you can get a different texture, can't you?
You can, yes. So there we go. So these 2 sides have been dorso, so they're more vibrant, as you can see. You'll probably you can see it's more vibrant on these 2 sides than it is over here. So it really does lend itself to that lovely effect. And like you say, it looks like it's picot cut out or cut out because it's on the black. The black, it looks really lovely, doesn't it?
I think it's a really nice thing to show, and I think it's just it's very achievable, this particular thing, in relation to putting the colour into those areas. I mean, in the foundation course, this was covered, but there was more covered, wasn't there? Because it was how to colour on the front.
Yeah. With that lovely lily.
Yeah, and sort of different techniques on that respect. But I thought this would be nice to just share with our friends at home that are tuning in. I think it's the drama it creates with the colour.
Yes. Yeah, it does look really lovely on the black, doesn't it?
This sour is disappeared again, Louise.
Is it? Oh, blimey. Cool, blimey.
Cool, blimey,
governor.
And obviously, once that, I mean, the oil is evaporating, isn't it, whilst you're doing that?
It is, yeah.
But I suppose if you left it for, say, half an hour or so, you could go back in and make it even blacker.
Yes, you'll be able to layer it on top of it. See, I've gone around my thingy, but yeah, you can layer. So I would definitely, put a lot more
black on that
black
to make
on it
blacker.
Again as well. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a couple of layers.
That is lovely. It really, really is. And I just thought, since we was launching, I know it was a bit of colour, and we're launching the Whitework course. But it was just a little bit of a recap that maybe you didn't know about the foundation course. It just gives you a little tease of what's included in that. So just to bring up the information before we disappear from your screens for the rest of today, the brand new 123 online course, Whitework for Groovi and Pergamano Parchment Crafters. The item number for that is 60223, and that's £60. If you'd like to go back and partake in the foundation course, which covers whitework, colour and picot cutting, the item number for that is 60220. Then if you're after the design plates themselves, the item number for that is 42470. £3 saving, bringing it down to £29.50. If you need to have a look at our various Pergamano ball tools, we have a collection here of all 5 of them. Item number 70487, £10 saving, bringing that down to £29.95. Then the shader tools, item number 70457, £3 saving, bringing it down to £26.97. And then maybe a little bit of storage to keep all those new tools that you're acquiring ready for this brand new course. Then we've got the tool holder, which is item number 31797. So just to recap on how the 123 courses work, when you buy the product, we will send you the lovely little booklet. It also comes with 6 pieces of A6 parchment in there as well, so you can practice on during the course of the course. We will send that to you, and then week commencing the 24th of May, we will send you an invite from our Circle platform, inviting you into that classroom. So that's like 2 weeks, or a week or 2 weeks in advance of the very first live, which will take part on Wednesday the 4th of June at 1 p.m. Don't worry if you can't join in live, because it will be available after we've finished, and also the one that we would filmed will also be available as well after the live session. The second session is on Wednesday the 11th of June, again at 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock or thereabouts. And then the final module is on the 18th of June at 1 o'clock again. But as I say, don't worry, you can come in, you can pop out, you can not watch it and watch it afterwards. It's entirely up to you. Once you've bought that course, you've got the keys to that particular classroom. And many of our friends I've seen, their classroom, their school is getting big, because some of our friends have got the original canvas workshops, Barbara, so they've already got the key to that one. Then they've got the key to the foundation course, so that's classroom number 2. Then they've got Barb's landscape and stamping, so that's classroom number 3. And then now you've got classroom number 4, which is the whitework. So it's like walking down a corridor in a school. Which classroom should I go into next? I've got the keys to all of them.
Could you imagine by the end of the year?
It's going to be a long corridor.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can give the office a call on 01732 868 215. Alternatively, there is a specific email address, which is classroom. What is it? It is classroom@claritycrafts.com. So if you've got any questions about the course itself, you can send an email there. Also on social media, we have our Groovi Worldwide, our Clarity Worldwide, and our Clarity Crafts page as well. So there's always someone there to help you. So I hope that's explained it to you, and we look forward to welcome you to the next 123 online course. So as always, thank you to the lovely Jane for helping out, and to this young lady here, the lovely Louise. Without her, these courses wouldn't exist. So enjoy the rest of your day. We will be back with you on Monday at 10 o'clock in the shack, and then on 2 o'clock on Monday. If it's been delivered today, then we'll be bringing you something very, very special indeed.
Yes.
So enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday. Take care now.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.